Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. This your boy Tank Be Choppin, back with another video. Check it out, man. What we're gonna be doing on this cut is a 6 on top taper. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it nice and simple for this video. But let's go ahead and get into this video, man. As you can see, I'm just combing out my client's hair at first, making sure everything is laying the way I need it to lay. And then once we do that, we're gonna start going over the top with the number 6 guard. And as y'all can see, I am using my Wall Magic clips. FYI, man, if y'all wanna purchase these, you can go to wallpro.com. Use my discount code TANK15 on that website, or you can go to fwbarbersupply.com and use my discount code TANK10. But nonetheless, like I said, man, I'm taking my Wall Magic clips, got my number 6 guard on top, going over the top. I'm gonna go over the top a good amount of times, make sure we get it down to that length. And then on the sides, I'm actually gonna do the sides with a number 5. And if y'all been watching my videos, y'all know when I do tapers, I like to take the sides down a little more than the top. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's hair like this, like his hair kind of grows out, like it's kind of poofy. So if I don't do a smaller guard on the sides, it's gonna look poofier on the sides than on top. So just a little tip for y'all, man. Some of y'all, you know, I be seeing tapers and the sides look longer than the top, or they poking out more than the top. So you may want to think about going over the sides with a smaller guard, like I said, maybe a half guard or a size shorter, just to give a better visual, right? So with that being said, I got my number 5 guard on the clipper, going over the sides, taking it down to that number 5 length. And as you can see, I'm gonna go over the hair a good amount of times, making sure we get it all down. You want to make sure you're being, you know, nice and consistent, nice and precise with what you're doing. I like to just, when I'm taking down the length, I go over it a good amount of times because I don't want to come back later and have to go over anything, right? So I'm making sure that I go over everything, make sure everything is down to the length I need it at. That way I can just worry about the taper, the lineup, and then finish off the haircut. I don't got to worry about going over and, you know, debulk or cut some more hair off, or, you know, go over the top again because I see some loose hair. So make sure that you're going over the top and the sides a good amount before you just start to blend. And now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and take my wall detailers, set in my initial bald guideline for my taper. We are gonna be doing like a mid taper, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set in the C cup, just because I want to be able to see the C cup, you know, at the end of the haircut. So I like to set in my C cups on my mid tapers, or even my low tapers, as I'm doing the taper, you know, before I actually start to blend it. The reason why is I just want to make sure that I can see where that C cup is at, and I can leave it a little darker in those areas. That way, you know, you have a nice strong looking C cup. And then I'm gonna go ahead and line them up behind the ear and over the ear, just because I got the trimmers in my hand. And once again, this does help me move a little quicker. So if you're pressed for time, try that, man. That may work for you. But once that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with the shaver, get all that down to that length. And then I'm gonna take my number 2 guard, debulk the tapered area where I want the taper to be at. Obviously, it's gonna leave a slight line. I am using a slight flick out motion. However, it is still gonna leave a line. And we'll come back and touch that up here in a minute. I just wanted to, you know, debulk the side a little more before I actually started to blend. And once that is done, I'm gonna take my number 4 guard and start blending into that number 5. Just to help soften that line, make it look a little better, so I don't gotta worry about blending all the way up to the number 5. I really only have to blend into that number 2 guard. So that's why I use that 4, and now I'm using the 3 to basically get rid of that line. If I need to go back in and do any detail work later on, like if it still ain't looking nice yet, then I'll come back in later and detail it. But this is just me, you know, getting everything ready for my actual blend work. So now here is my clipper open, setting in my next section, and we're gonna be setting in this section the same way we set in that bald guideline. As y'all can see, we're doing like a half rainbow type shape, half circle, whatever you want to call it. And the reason for this is, once again, I want to keep that C cup, make sure I keep it, you know, pretty dark. It don't got to be super dark, but I want to make sure that we keep that in there, right? So that's why we're doing it that way. But then as y'all see here, I'm doing my lever play, closing my lever little by little, working my way down until that line gets blended out. And then I'll detail it a little bit if I need to, just to clean up that section a little bit. Now I'm gonna go on with my 1 guard lever open, and I'm gonna be doing the same exact thing, following the same shape that I originally created, coming up, trying to blend into that number 2. Now, if I come up a little higher than what I did with the 2 guard, it's totally fine. I really don't stress on that a lot. I know some barbers do. They like, oh, you don't go as high. But sometimes, you know, just by eyeing it, sometimes I like miscalculate exactly how high I'm gonna come. So sometimes it be like that, right? It ain't no big deal. Just go back in and blend it. So we did the one guard open. Now that one guard is closed, helping to take out that line. We are gonna come back in later with our half guard and clean that up a little bit. But like I said, man, don't worry if you come a little higher than you should have. You can always blend that out later on. Now I'm going in with my half guard. As y'all can see, lever halfway open. Still attacking this blend, that bottom line, that section, just trying to clean it up, and then I'm gonna be adjusting my lever as needed. And you can go open or close, whatever you feel is necessary for that part of the blend to look right. And then once that is done, I'm taking my 1.5 guard and I'm gonna start blending into that number 2. So I typically go on with the guard open, but you can go on with the guard closed or open. I'm sorry, I typically go on with the guard closed, but you can go on with it open or closed, whatever you feel necessary, whatever you see fit. Then I'm gonna go on with my one guard. Once again, just doing some detail work. Now everything you see me doing on this haircut is gonna be nothing but detail work. So this is my one guard doing some lever play. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of blending shear over comb or thinning shear, whatever you wanna call it. And it's gonna help soften up some of those lines, right? Like, it's gonna help soften up those lines without taking too much hair off. I can be a little more precise with where I'm trying to blend, where I'm trying to take some hair off. As you can see there, I'm just picking certain parts that I wanna take down and blend in a little more. And that's basically what I'm doing with the thinning shears. Now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead and start to line up my client. You know, I like to start in the middle of my client's head, setting my initial guideline, and then work my way over to that vertical bar. So that's basically what we're doing here. Working our way over little by little, just taking off a little bit of hair. And remember, guys, take your time when you're doing edge ups, man. Like, you don't want to leave that edge up crooked. You know, me personally, I take a good amount of time doing the edge up because it's not my strongest attribute as a barber. You know, it's not my strongest thing. So I have to take my time, move over little by little, set it in. And, you know, that's perfectly fine. You got to do what you got to do to make sure the haircut looks right. So I like to take my time on the edge up. If you can go fast, hey, kudos to you, man. But me, I gotta go a little slower and just take my time and get that line nice and sharp. Then we're gonna hit that C-cup a little bit just to make it a little sharper. Then I'm going and do some detail work a little more, because once I set in that lineup, I can kind of see, you know, what the hair, how it's looking, you know, now that I have more of a finished product. So I'm going in, I believe this is my number 3 guard. It may be my number 4 guard, but I'm just doing some cleanup work. And you can use whatever guards you feel are necessary for the cleanup work, for the detail work. Just try not to take any guard too high that you didn't do earlier, right? So like, I'm not gonna take this 1.5 guard and go all the way up to the bridal ridge, because I know that's not how high I went up. Now, if I open it and use the corner, I possibly could, but you know, just try to be careful when you're detailing. That way you don't start to create more sections, start to create more lines, start to make it look uneven. Just be careful and just try to tap these dark areas as you see me doing here. And do a lot of corner blending, man. Corner blending really helps. Here is my 2 guard, open and then closed. Then I'm gonna do a little bit more, use my thinning shears a little bit more, just to clean up any more discrepancies that we see in this cut. But check it out, man. This is the finished product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area and want a haircut from your boy, you can go to my website, tankbechoppin.com. You can book there. If you want any discount on tools, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10 for a discount. But that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.